Yes, good afternoon to all. Just ask your friends to join fast. Just ask your friends. Yes, just ask some more should join here. Very few people are joined. Hmm. Yes, still inform to your friends so that they can join fast. Then we'll start class. Yes, one more time, just remind your friends so that they can join. Okay, shall we start now? Yes, respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll start now. Hmm? Let them join others. We'll start. Carefully observe all people. Okay, today we'll go to the new topic. CPU scheduling. CPU scheduling. CPU scheduling. Okay, I'll ask you if anybody. Okay. Sonam Takrele. Sonam, unmute yourself. Sonam. Okay. Okay. What is the stands for CPU? CPU stands for what? CPU stands for what?
Processing unit.
CPU stands for what? What is the full name of CPU? Takrele.
Central processing unit.
Yes, very good. So CPU is a what? Very good. Meet yourself now. Central processing unit. Very good. So in a system, all types of any system, CPU is a hardware device. CPU is a what? Processor device. All kinds of operating systems. That means all kind of laptops, desktops, mobiles. There is some hardware device is there. That device is name is a central processing unit. So generally we call it as this is a processor. CPU is a processor. Then what is the work of processor? Anybody having any idea? Any idea what is the processor? Any idea how processor does? Anybody having any idea what is a processor? Now you forget about CPU. This CPU generally we call it as a processor. Anybody having any idea what is a processor? What is a processor? Processor. Any idea? Anybody? Processor means what? Okay. Now we coming to our general topic. Will come general. Just you think this. This is a human being. So every human being is having head. Yes. This is a what? Head portion. Okay. This is what? Head portion. Head portion. This is the top of the head. Hairs are there. Inside of the hairs, brain is there. What is there? Brain. This is the head. Inside of the head, what is there? Brain is there. So this is a brain. Now what is the work of the brain in a human body? Anybody? What is the work? Yes. Anybody? What is the work?
Control of body, sir.
Huh? Yes, Ritesh, tell me.
Control of body.
Yes, very good. The brain, the aim of human brain is it controls the structure of human body. Suppose now I want to show hand towards you. It will show to you. Signal comes from what? Brain. Main signal comes from where? Brain. Suppose I want sit. Brain says you sit. I can sit. Brain says I can just walk. I can walk it. Brain says you can work. I have to work. Similarly, how the body acts, that is total depend upon the brain. Once inside if it goes the brain, heart is there. That is different purpose. Heart is different purpose. Brain is different purpose. So this brain, it acts and works according to that. Similarly, in a computer, CPU is a hardware device. CPU is a what? Hardware device. This device name we call it as a processor. So this processor, it says which work should be execute first, which work should not be executed first, and what work I have to do first. That is, and that is all things, all information is given by CPU. This is a processor. Suppose processor wants to execute one job, it can execute. It wants to stop, it can stop it. Like a human brain. How suppose human brain says, you can do, I can do. You don't do, then you stop the work. Similarly, it is there. So that is why this is a processor. So in this CPU processor, we can call it as a further CPU scheduling. What we call it as a CPU scheduling. So there are two types of schedulings are there. There are two types of schedulings. I'll show you that one. What are the two types of scheduling? Two types of CPU scheduling. Two types of schedulings are there. Carefully observe this one. I will ask meanwhile questions. Be alert and connect. Be a participant. Huh? Okay, two types of schedulings. First scheduling is preemptive scheduling. Preemptive first one is what? Preemptive. Preemptive scheduling. Next, non-preemptive scheduling. NON, non-preemptive. Okay. Preemptive scheduling, non-preemptive scheduling. Majorly, two types of CPU schedulings are there. Preemptive scheduling and non-preemptive scheduling. First, we will think about the preemptive scheduling. In a preemptive scheduling, what happened? I'll give general example. Suppose I am the person. I'm a person. I'm teaching. I'm a teacher. I'm teaching to you. So I kept some condition. What is that condition? First, I will teach you. Suppose if you have any doubt, you can ask me later. Let me complete my teaching till the end. Once I have completed, then you can ask some questions. So I kept some conditions for you. So, but under this, what happened? Preemptive scheduling. Teacher teaching, meanwhile teaching, student also can ask some questions. Some interruption is there. Some interruption. I am telling, you are listening, and meanwhile, you can interrupt me. You can ask me questions. Then I'll stop my teaching. I'll answer to you. That means there is no continuation teaching is there. Breakup teaching is there. Teaching is there. After some time, student will ask some questions like this. Teacher, student, T for teacher, S for student. Okay. Teacher giving some information to the student. Student also can give some information. Here what? Teaching, asking questions. Meanwhile, we can interrupt to the teacher. In this case, preemptive scheduling. I can teach sometimes. Then if you ask a question, I'll stop teaching. Then I'll answer to your question. So this is there under the preemptive scheduling. That means if any job is executed, meanwhile we can stop it. Later on again, we can continue for execution. If any job is under execution is there, we can stop it. We can stop it, and later on we can execute that one. So this is interaction is there. There is no continuation at all. Now when it comes to a non-primitive scheduling, when you come to non-primitive scheduling, when you come to this one, so teacher is teaching first. He has to complete teaching. Student only listen. After completion of teaching, later on, student can ask any doubts. There is no gap between teaching. There is no gap. No interaction between student and teacher during the teaching. Maybe teaching is 1 hour is there. Till 1 hour, student has to only listen. After the 1 hour, student can ask some question. This is about non-preemptive scheduling. So non-preemptive scheduling is having a higher priority. Higher priority. That means once a task is started till completion, there is no break should be there. It has to be finished. But in a preemptive scheduling, here is what task is started. Meanwhile, it can stop. Later on, it continues. Okay, started. This is starting point. Mean dash dash gap means it will stop work sometime. Then we can start. Here, in a non-preemptive scheduling, suppose work is started here till the end. No gap at all. It should be continually. It is continuously till the work is stops. Have understood my these concepts? What do you mean by preemptive scheduling? What do you mean by non-preemptive scheduling? So preemptive scheduling, it allows a task to execute, and meanwhile it can stop later on and execute. When it comes to non-preemptive scheduling, a task starts until it ends. It won't stop. Task is started and finished. Here is what task is started, meanwhile stop, later on it is executed. But here task is started till finish, it will be end. Till the end it can continuation is there. No gap between one task to another task, one job to another job. This is about the brief idea about CPU schedulings. There are two types of scheduling. First one is a preemptive scheduling. Second one is a non-preemptive scheduling. Under the preemptive scheduling, a task is started, meanwhile can get some gap, later on will be executed. When it comes to non-preemptive scheduling, a task is started, there is no gap, meanwhile, till the end of the task, it will continue. Till finish of the task, it will be continue. There is no interruption between of the task. So this is about a brief idea. Then I'll show you that information how it is there. Okay, we'll go into the deep. Carefully observe all of you. Yes, look at this. Is it visible to you? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Answer to me.
Yes, sir.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it recognizable? Can you able to read? Okay, I'll ask one. Prerna Pardi. Prerna, can you read this one? Here is what CPU scheduling is there. Can you read out this? Prerna from your mobile. Is it readable or not? Prerna Pardi.
Degree.
Yes, yes, you read out here.
Sir, screen not visible.
Screen is not visible. I'll share you once again. Don't worry. Don't worry. It will be visible for you. 1 minute. Is it visible now? Prerna.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now okay, good. Now can you read out? Is it readable? Yes, read out.
CPU
Ah,
scheduling is a process which allow
ah.
one process to use the CPU while the
Yes, while the execution of another process is on hold,
is on hold in
in,
wait in wait
in
waiting
waiting state,
state due to
unavailable.
unvalid availability
Okay.
of any resource
Hmm. Like
like
input, output, etc. I for input, O for output, input, output, etc.
input, output, etc. Thereby making full use of CPU, the selection process is carried out by the short-term
Scheduler.
scheduler or CPU scheduler.
Scheduler. Okay. Now we'll think about the scheduling. So this is about CPU scheduling. Scheduling means which process should be execute, which process should be wait. So that is totally depend upon the CPU processor. Which process should be allowed to execute the program, which process should be wait for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That is depend upon the resource available or not. That it will be checked. Okay. Now CPU schedulings are there. There are two types of scheduling, as I told you, preemptive and preemptive. So preemptive means the work can start and meanwhile it can stop. Later you can execute. Then here is what non-preemptive. Once work is started, till the end, work will not be stopped. Work will start and finish. See, this is about preemptive scheduling. In a preemptive scheduling, the tasks are mostly assigned with their priorities. Sometimes it is important to run tasks with a higher priority before another lower priority task. Even if the lower priority task is still running, the lower priority task holds for some time and resumes when the higher priority task finishes its execution. That means preemptive algorithm, some lower priority tasks are executing, but higher priority task will come. Then lower priority task will be stopped and higher priority task will be executed. Once higher priority task is executed, it's completed. Then after lower priority task will be starts execution. That is the meaning of preemptive scheduling. Non-preemptive, come to the non-preemptive. Non-preemptive scheduling. In this type of scheduling method, the CPU has been allocated to a specific process. The process that keeps the CPU busy will release the CPU either by switching context or terminating. It is the only method that can be used for various hardware platforms. That's because it does not need a special hardware, for example, timer like a preemptive scheduling. So here in this, what happened? If any task is started, continuously executes and finishes. Meanwhile, will not stop. That's why a non-preemptive scheduling is having a more higher priority. Now we will see this one. There are some algorithms are there. There are some algorithms. A process scheduler schedules a different processes to be assigned to the CPU. Particular scheduling algorithms. There are six popular process scheduling algorithms which we are going to be discussing this now. Okay. Here is in the chapter is there. Now we will discuss. Okay. Now we discuss this one. Okay. So the first one is what? First algorithm name. First come, first served scheduling. First come, first serve scheduling. So what do you mean by first come first serve scheduling means? For example, I'll tell you, carefully observe, most important this one. FCFS, first come first serve. First come first serve scheduling. So there are 5 people are there. There are 5 people. There are 5 jobs are there. There are 5 jobs are there. Or you can say 5 tasks are there. 5 tasks. So 5 tasks are given serial numbers for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In these 5 tasks, they came sequentially to execute their task. First is this one, 5 people. Similarly, like this. Task. This is one task. All these tasks, it will be first one is came, first person came, first will be executed. Second person will came, second will be executed. Third person will came, third will be executed. Fourth person will come, fourth will be executed. Fifth person came, fifth person task will be executed. Here, whoever comes first, that means in a sequential order, it will be executed. Here there is no higher priority, lower priority, nothing is there. Okay, in this algorithm, FCFS, first come first serve based algorithm, whoever comes first, that person's task will be executed. First person, second person. Here we follows in a sequential order. Suppose the first person will take 10 minutes time. Maybe the here is fifth person is there, third person, fourth person. Fourth person, it will take his work is only 1 minute. His work is what? Only 1 minute. First person is 5 minutes. If this person is what? 2 minutes work. This person 4 minutes work. This person 3 minutes work. If you see about their timing, this person required 10 minutes, first person. Second person required only 2 minutes. Third person required only 4 minutes. Fourth person required only 3 minutes. Fifth person required only 1 minute of time to execute its task. But in FCFS, it allows only sequential. Who comes first, their task will be executed. Because, and one more thing, here is a fifth person task is only 1 minute is there. Here, fifth person cannot ask first person, please you wait, because your work is 10 minutes. My work is only 1 minute. You can wait. I will complete my task. Then I will go. If this person will ask to this person, not possible. Because in this case, fifth person having only 1 minute task to execute. CPU will take only 1 minute for fifth person. First person, it will take 10 minutes. Which person is having less amount of time? Fifth person or first person? Anybody can answer? Harshada Makde. Harshada Makde. Unmute yourself. Harshada Makde.
Yes, sir.
So here is first person task. It will take 10 minutes. Fifth person task, it will take 1 minute. So fifth person is asking first person, please wait. Yours is 10 minutes. Mine is 1 minute. You can wait. I will execute my task. Then this algorithm will allow.
सर आपका साउंड नहीं आ रहा.
मेरे साउंड आ रहे आप. My voice is coming. You are not able to listening. Now my voice is coming. Harshada. Yes. Harshada Makde. Hello. Harshada Makde. Okay, you are not responsible. Next, Shraddha Somkuware. Shraddha Somkuware. Unmute yourself. Shraddha. Shraddha Somkuware. Shraddha Somkuware. Next, Bhagyasri Padole. Bhagyasri Padole. Yes, am I audible for you?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible for you?
Yes, sir.
My voice is, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Then nobody is responding here. What happened to you? Huh? I'm telling, I'm asking something. Nobody. Unmute, all of you unmute yourself. Be,
Sir.
all should unmute yourself. All should be unmute yourself. Okay, now meet yourself. Just meet yourself. All of you meet yourself. Okay. Carefully observe, I tell you once again. The FCFS algorithm, it allows jobs first come, first serve based. First come, first serve based. It allows all the jobs in sequential order. Sequential order. First person comes, first will be executed. Second person comes, second only. Third person will come, third only. Fourth person will come, fourth only. Fifth person will come, fifth only. So order will not be disorder. First person is having first priority, second person second priority, third person third priority, fourth person fourth priority. Suppose meanwhile if anyone come, sixth person, ask the first person, you have to wait. Not possible. It cannot be possible. Yes, this person also has to come here only. He has to follow rules. Come first, first will be executed. Come last, last will be executed. That is the thing. So that this is about the FCFS algorithm. It always gives first priority. First person, first priority. Second person, second priority. Third person, third priority. So now I told you here one example. What is this example? First person job, it will take 10 minutes. Then the second person has to wait for 10 minutes only. After that, this person, here 2 minutes, his work is completed. Then only third person, 4 minutes. Then 4 minutes complete. Till that time, fourth person has to be wait. His timing is only 3 minutes. It will complete. Then fifth person will be executed. Then you need to count how much time is there. Total time, how much it has taken. First person is taking 10 minutes, 12% taking 2 minutes. His work is 2 minutes, but he is waited how many minutes? 11 minutes, or else 12 minutes he has waited. Third person he has waited how much? 12 minutes. Fourth person, how much he is waited? Waiting time is how much? 10 plus 2, 4, total 16 minutes. Then fifth person, how much time it is waited? 16 plus 3, how much? 17 minutes. Sorry, 19 minutes he has waited.
90 minutes.
Yes, 19 minutes, 50% is waited. So this is the waiting time. Running time is there, waiting time is there, the time is there. So I will show you that example in the upcoming classes. So whenever my class is there, try to attend all people. So now only 16 people are attending. What about the rest of the people? Nearly 43 people are admitted in BCA first year. Okay, so all students should attend my class as well as other teachers class also. And one more thing, the SIP program is going on, induction program, morning 10 to 11 to 1. So one English class is there. I told you people attend that English class, or else maybe other classes also there. Try to attend that induction program. Apart from that, other teachers, whoever will take the class, you have to attend. That is your responsibility to attend the classes. You will get the knowledge. Or else You will not get any knowledge. You will not get good marks. Especially I'm telling you, suppose you are not listening OS class. So totally for OS, 100 marks are there. Out of 100, 40 for internal, 60 for external, 40 marks are in my hand. In my hand. Suppose if you attended all classes regularly, you submitted all assignment, whatever I asked, you will get good marks. In 40, you will get good marks. Good marks. Suppose you are not writing assignments, you are not attending classes, you will get, I cannot tell you how many marks you will get. You may be fail also. You may be pass also. So that is why you listen every class. Other teachers class, my class you attended, you attend my class well, you will get good marks. You are not attending, you will not get good marks. Be careful. Still, some people, OS operating system assignment, some people are not submitted. Out of maybe 43, 20 to 23 people are submitted. Rest of the people not submitted. Those are not submitted, you forget this 40 marks. You forget 40 marks. Those are not submitted, for them just you forget 40 marks. Only external 60 marks are there. You write exam, here only you pass. Out of 60 you may get 40 marks to pass. Think about yourself. Those are not attended today class. Just you inform to your friends about all these instructions. Okay. Next, about this FCFS algorithm in details, we will see in the next class. All should be connected this class. Please, okay, be connected. I will take the attendance. Be connect. Don't move here and there. Okay, thank you for attending today class. We'll see you in the next class.